Imagine yourself having coffee with a friend, and all of a sudden you stop and say, "Oh, I can't talk about that. I haven't learned to talk in the future yet." Well, that sounds rather silly, doesn't it? Learning a language is not a step-by-step event. It's not a process whereby we have to learn one structure before another. For example, I'm sure there are lots of people who know how to design cars, but they don't even know how long to boil an egg. Nothing wrong with that. But if we can accept that notion, then we should be able to accept the fact that students don't need to know the présent before they learn to use the passé composé. Learning the language comes from you. It's critical that you model the language so that students can learn how to use it. For example, if you want your students to be able to talk about things they can do, or things they would like to do, or things they would like to eat, then you know you're going to have to teach them how to use the conditional. But they don't need to know what it's called, they don't need to know how to conjugate it, but they do need to know j'aimerais. That's all you have to teach it. You model it for the students, you put it on a chart on the wall, get them to use it and practice it, and voila, before you know anything, they're using the conditionnel. And this can happen right in grade 4, where students are beginning their language journey. Don't be afraid to ask your students to use language structures that in the past were taught at a much higher level. Just remember to show them how to use it, and be confident knowing that learning a language is not a sequential event. What do you think? Doesn't it make sense to teach students "il faut que j'aille aux toilettes" as soon as it's obvious that one of them needs to go to the washroom? And maybe even before you've modeled "il fait beau aujourd'hui." So what if it's the subjunctive? We don't know which one of these expressions they'll use first, "il faut que j'aille aux toilettes" or "il fait beau." But why don't we just leave our options open? What do you think? Le présent de l'indicatif ou le subjonctif présent? Par où commencer?